Hi,
Hi,
tell me about yourself.
my name is Bobbi Pin. I am New York City's Androgynew and stage dad to Thespians New York, which is a dragless show at Club Company.
Tell me a little bit about your career.
So I started off doing burlesque actually about 4 years ago. I was under the name Peach Fez, and it was a cute, fun time. I definitely found myself though catering to a lot of straight audiences and a lot of straight shows. I was out as non-binary at the time, but I didn't know I was trans and wasn't on TV yet. So now
It's a process.
Yeah. It was definitely. I really appreciated actually having the nightlife community to kind of experiment. I didn't really even realize I was experimenting with my own identity. I thought it was just the characters I was doing on stage, but I learned so much just from receiving things that I liked and being seen the way that I wanted to be seen, and then in a lot of spaces I wasn't, and it really helped me tailor what I'm comfortable with and what makes me happy and where I want to do my art.
That's really interesting because I think about D&D having the same effect for people. They like play a new character and they're like, oh wow, that really resonates with me. So it's another example.
That's what I love about being a musical theater nerd and an actor. That's always like, you shouldn't use your art as therapy, but if you take a little therapeutic effect out of it, that's healthy. As long as you're, also speaking to a therapist.
Yes.
But I definitely have found, definitely playing certain characters in the past, awakened moments of gender euphoria and then some dysphoria, and it's all helped pave my way into figuring out who I am, which is cool. So now I do Bobbi Pin, Thespians at Club Coming. It's like my musical theater nerd androgynew brand, and definitely am really happy enjoying a lot more variety show audiences and drag audiences. Just tend to be more straight, so it's a lot more
queer.
More queer.
Awesome. What does community mean to you?
So community means to me checking in on a face-to-face level, on a tentative to call it grassroots level, but really checking in on your neighbor, checking in on the things that are happening around you. What are the needs, especially of our queer community and our drag community. I feel we're all for the most part very young and come from perhaps upbringings that didn't support who we are, and now we're going through a lot of growing pains together and growing up together, and there is a huge lack of mental health resources.
Yeah.
So I feel like in the most graceful way possible, holding space for each other and leading with kindness and love. Is what community means to me.
Oh, okay. Can you what we're here for?
Yes.
Who was your queer awakening?
So my queer awakening was definitely Meg, who is one of the characters that I'll be featuring in my upcoming act for your show. Meg from Hercules. I will say the way she is drawn is cringe, so I just want the people to know, that's not what I was attracted to. It was definitely her suave personality, her voice. I forget the name of the actress, which is terrible of me, but it's the same woman who voices Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Is the voice of
I'm terrible with names too.
Yeah, so gorgeous voice, that was my huge sapphic awakening when I was 5, and it's been my favorite Disney movie of all time. In that same boat and movie is Hercules, the main character, and honestly growing up did not relate to Hercules at all. It was definitely after coming out as non-binary and trans and singing Go the Distance really empowered me, and I loved projecting my own little trans narrative onto it, or those feelings of not belonging and not even understanding why, and not having the language or the information to know who I was, and then going somewhere new. And I'm talking about Florida to New York for me, but going somewhere new and discovering all these things I didn't know about myself, and that I actually have a place I do fully belong and that people will support and empower me. And it has been especially cool that when I first started singing Go the Distance, it was a song that I could not sing in the key it was written because my voice wasn't low enough, but now I can sing it and it's original key. Wow. And really own it with my full tenor man chest. So
that's nice.
It's been a really lovely queer awakening for sure.
Okay. Do these characters still have meaning to you today?
Definitely. Meg will always hold that piece of nostalgic sapphic innocence for me, especially at a time when I didn't even I grew up in Florida, and there was no support for queer anything.
I believe it.
Yeah, no curiosity, nothing. So when I had those feelings of being attracted to her and infatuated, and oh my god, she's gorgeous, oh my god, there was no other term like, there was no like queer elder being like, oh, you have a gay little crush, which I would have loved if there was a queer elder.
Oh, that would be cute.
Being like, you have a gay little crush. So that will always hold a very special place in my heart, especially now that I have the space, the community, the knowledge to know that that's what that connection was for me. And similarly with Hercules, like coming out as trans and finding my space in the world. Yeah. I babysit, so Hercules is a movie I force other kids to watch to this day. And I'm very excited that it's on, I think it's on Broadway, or it's about to be on Broadway.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm super excited for that. So,
very cool. Is there anything in particular, maybe about the other acts or your act, that you're excited about for the show?
I am definitely excited for Unhinged.
Yeah.
We're just very close friends. I don't even know what they're doing, but I love when they perform. And I just love in general, we've all already started to connect as a cast, and like I just met you face to face for the first time, but I feel like we've all been, like you said in a chat earlier this week, connecting and networking and lifting each other up, and it's building on that community. So I'm just really excited to get in the room with everyone and feel that energy. And I do hope someone's doing a She-Go act at this point. I don't think so.
No, there was one person that almost was, but they went somewhere else.
That's okay. They can, I trust all of our queer minds. It's going to be
I hope someone dresses up as her.
Yeah. If anyone watching wants to come as She-Go, you'll get extra eye contact from me during my performance.
Very nice. Is there anything else you want people to know about you or your act?
Sure. So on top of being a trans masc non-binary artist, I'm also a cancer survivor, and being chronically ill is something that I know since I had thyroid cancer. So getting my thyroid removed has kind of put me in a place of taking pills every day. My energy levels are kind of, they come and they go. And I think there can be, especially for newer performers coming into nightlife, a lot of pressure to like push your body to certain limits, or stay out really late, or a lot of performers book multiple gigs in one night and go off. That's not something I don't think I'd ever had the energy for. And like I applaud, like we need those bodies, absolutely.
Yes.
But there is space for everyone of every capacity, ability. So that's just definitely something I'm coming up on 3 years officially cancer-free in June.
Congrats.
It's also Pride Month, so it just feels like a whole serendipitous celebration of me and survival. So yeah, I think that's something I've been really thinking about and want to share and want people to know. Like my shows, we try to start and end as soon as we can, so you can get home and get to sleep.
Lovely. Yes. Bedtime important for people with disabilities.
Rest, exactly. And rest is, I was listening to a podcast recently, a sex worker podcast called The Professional Goddess, and she made a point about how rest exists in equilibrium to productivity. It is exactly a part of the productivity. So sometimes we have FOMO, or we pressure ourselves to go out or be in shows or spread ourselves too thin. Go home and nap, girl.
Yes.
That's my message.
Your body will force you to rest if you don't do it yourself.
Absolutely.
And it'll be more than you want to.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
This was fun.
Absolutely. I love it here. I'm so excited to perform here.
Awesome. Cool.